I learned how to build a local perplexity clone. This is a completely open source project, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can run this on your local machine. First of all, if you're not familiar with Perplexity, Perplexity is one of the hottest AI startups in the world. It is revolutionizing how search could be used. While it is powered by LLMs in the backend, the primary stuff is how Perplexity has managed to connect all different things like knowledge, internet, and current events. So what we are going to do in this video is we're going to use an open source project, which very surprisingly is a Go based project, primarily Go. And this project, LLocalSearch, and we are going to use this project to do our local Perplexity clone. It may not look as sophisticated as Perplexity. This basically serves the purpose. And if you are a hacker, like you have got the hacker mindset, then this is something that you can download it yourself and then play with it. You can build things on top of it, and that is exactly why I decided to make this video. First of all, I would like to show you a quick demo. So I've got something here, so I can refresh this. Once I refresh this, it gives me a bunch of options, and I can just go ahead and then ask some question. Okay, how much does Obsidian sync cost? Now what it does is, when you search, first of all, it takes the query from you. It starts looking for your local information, the vector DB that you have got. In this case, it uses Chroma DB, and then it looks for whether this query is available before. And also it starts looking into internet, and then it starts getting that information, acquire that information, store that information, and then augment that information with an LLM, and then it gives you the answer. And what is the LLM that we are using? In this particular case, we are using Hermes 2 Pro Mistral, and for embedding we are using all mini LM. So as you can see here, it successfully has extracted the information. So the cost of Obsidian sync is $5 per month. I'm not sure, I'm not validating or verifying this information, but what it does is it gives me the sources from where it got the information, from Reddit, Hacker News, Obsidian forum, the Tech Republic, which is I think a tech blog. So it gives me all the information that is required for me to understand whether the given information is valid or not. So I use my knowledge to finally validate whether this authority that I've got here is good enough for me to verify this information. And this is kind of what Perplexity actually does. While Perplexity is much more than that, at the fundamental of Perplexity, when Perplexity was started, this is what basically it was kind of doing. You get an answer for the question, and it doesn't give you only from an LLM, it also gives you from the internet, and it gives you certain referral articles, like references, which you can use to validate whether the information is true or not. This is a startup that is supposedly challenging Google to change how search is used, and that one we have got completely local now, thanks to Niels Herzig. So now how do we run this? What is this LLocalSearch? Does not require any OpenAI or any other API key. So you don't need to use Google Gemini, you don't need to use Claude, you don't need to use OpenAI. So how does it work? All it requires is Ollama. So you need to download 2 models on Ollama, and then you need Docker. You need only these 4 things. Let me repeat it again. You need 2 models, 2 different models. One is Hermes 2 Pro Mistral. It is from newest Hermes. And the second one is you need all mini LM. This is an embedding model. These are the 2 models you want, and these 2 models will be run through Ollama, and then you need Docker. If you have got these 4 things on your local machine, very first step, let's open our command prompt. So if you have got a Mac, open your terminal. If you have got Windows, open your command prompt. Whatever that you have got shell, open somewhere where you can download the Git repository. So I've already got local search here, so I'm going to go into a different folder, and then maybe like on my desktop I can do this. I'm going to go to my desktop, and then all I'm going to do is clone this repo. So this is the repo where the content is there. I'm going to just clone the repo, and as you can see here, it's very simple and straightforward to clone it. I'm going to copy here and then clone it. It is going to clone from the main branch. So if you're familiar with Git, you know that there are multiple branches sometimes available. So it's going to clone from the main branch, and after it clones from the main branch, then all you have to do is go into that particular folder. So local search is what you need to go into it, and you can also open this in your computer, and then you can see here. So you can see that this is all available in your local computer. At this point, we have not downloaded the model. All you have got is the front end, back end, and the engine it runs. So you can see Tailwind, you can probably see some Go files here and there, and then you need Docker Compose. So the first thing is you have cloned the repo, right? You have cloned the repo. So that means the source code is in your local computer. The next thing that you need is you need to make sure that you have got a Docker available. So in my case, I've got Docker available here, and I can probably show you my Docker. So make sure you download and install Docker. Docker is free, so you can download and install Docker. So once you download and install Docker, the next thing that you need is you need Ollama. So what you need Ollama. So let me go here, search for you. And if you're not familiar, I've got multiple tutorials on Ollama. All you have to do is go download Ollama. After you download Ollama, you have to run Ollama, or you can open Ollama software, and then that will show you that small icon at the top of your toolbar or menu bar. That means Ollama is running. Or the other easiest way for you to verify whether Ollama is running, all you have to do is go say Ollama serve, and then if it says, hey, I'm already being served, or I'm already serving in this particular port, then you are good. So we have set up at this point with the local files, the local search source code, we have installed Docker, then we have used Ollama. So now what we have to do is we have to start downloading the models. How do you download the models? All you have to do is do Ollama pull and the model name. There are two models that we need to download. One is the Hermes 2 Pro model, and the second one is the all mini LM model. Technically, when you download this repo and then just run it on Docker, it should ideally download the model. But if you want to make it easier, you want to avoid any errors, then you can pre-download this model. Just do Ollama pull and then Ollama pull, and you can give all mini LM. So you can do this yourself, or you can just go ahead and then run this, and then that will be available. So now at this point, I hope you have got the LLM. I hope you have got the embedding model. I hope you have got the local source code. I hope you have got a Docker, and I hope you have got Ollama to serve the model. So at this point, the model is running, Ollama is running, everything is available on 11434, and Ollama can access like the Docker Compose and all the other things. Now there is only one command that you need to do, which is Docker Compose up. So once you do that, Docker Compose up, and that is going to build this entire thing and give you the front end, the app in this particular URL, in this particular port, which is 3000. And that is exactly what I have got here. So I've got at 3000 this particular setup. These are all the models that I have from Ollama, not only for this particular project, all the models, but the models that we are going to use, Hermes 2 Pro Mistral and all mini LM. So the two models that we need for this, and then after we have got everything done, all you have to do is Docker Compose up. That means everything is going to be set up. For example, you can see here, I've got the ChromaDB running, and that is something that I did not install separately. This repo does everything by itself. It's really very well set up, but also because it is currently very actively developed. You can see the developer is actually very actively developing this. So you can see some running changes, but most likely at this point, it works completely fine for me. There are certain flickering issues with the front end, but it works, pretty much it works. And like I said, if you're just trying to use a Perplexity, then you can go use Perplexity, which is a great product. But if you have that hacker mindset, you want to do things locally, you want to try different things, then probably you should download this project and then try this, because now you can add extra components to this particular project. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to just go here and then ask a simple question. Let me ask something that happened very recently. So if you're a cricket fan, you know that there is something called IPL happening in India. So let me go ask a very latest result, whether it can get me or not. Who won the CSK versus KKR match? This finished just a few hours back. So technically, this is to tell you whether this model can access internet, or this Perplexity, local Perplexity clone can access internet, and whether also it gives you meaningful information. The answer to this question is CSK has won. So it, as you can see here, it has started looking on the internet whether CSK or who is the match winner. And as you can see here, so you can see here that it is making those calls. It is making those calls, and you can see that it is getting that information. It is trying to get that information. So it says the winner of the CSK KKR match is not mentioned in the text provided. So it means from the resource it has got, it could not get the result back because this was just a few hours back. So let me now go back and then ask another question which happened yesterday. Who won the MI match yesterday? I forgot who did they compete with, but I think it is DC. Let me ask this question and then see MI match result yesterday. So it's going to search. The very interesting part about the search here is that it uses a search engine which is unlike anything else. I might make a separate video about it if you are interested, but that project also has started trending a couple of days back, and it's very interesting to see how one developer has put together or stitched together this entire thing with amazing features. Like, it's completely local, it can run on any hardware that can run Olama, and it has also got a like very decent UI interface. And you can see Mumbai Indians won the match against Delhi Capitals, and it gave me exact information. And this is quite amazing. I mean, the amount of things that you can build on top of this is completely insane and exciting, and that is exactly why I wanted to make this video. First of all, I truly appreciate this project and the fact that the developer has released it, Apache 2.0 license, you can download it, build things on top of it. I think they recently added funding here, so if you like this project, if you use it for commercial purpose, I definitely think that you should go support the developer here, the developer who has developed it, Niels. But even otherwise, I think this is an amazing project. The fact that I can set up my own local Perplexity clone, I think Perplexity clone could be an overshot. But when Perplexity came into the market, this is exactly what they had. And this is mind blowing for a one-man project. And now it's a community project. Go give a star to the repo. It should mean a lot to the developer. And also, if you can financially support the developer, you can financially support. But without OpenAI, without any other API key, completely local, all set up in a couple of lines of code, you can run your own local Perplexity clone. I hope this was exciting for you. Let me know in the comment section. See you in another video. Happy prompting.